Let's start with introducing, of course, inviting our president to say something this morning.
Well, the only thing to say other than praising you for your excellent work is to introduce her.
Yes.
And I'm especially honored to introduce her because she has a very important position in our country. She is actually the head of the whole country's regional offices. She's the executive director, right, of the Regional Operations Management of TESDA. TESDA. You know, they say that TESDA creates more jobs than universities. And in fact, I know this. I used to be vice chair of TESDA when I was in government as Undersecretary of Trade and Industry. And when I came in, it was not talking to business. So we just give training, right? Then it started on business. And now it has so great a job. It's reached so fantastic. And you look at that rate of employment after they train them. Fantastic high. That's why Senator Villanueva keeps on winning the senatorial elections, no? But it's Senator Villanueva, sure, but the people behind him, such as Rosalina Constantino and her support staff like Rhea Dalumpines, etc., are the ones behind it, no? So I talked to, in the screen, her name is Ling. Rosalina Ling. She's actually darling Rosalina because she's darling of everyone who gets jobs, you know. She's head of the operations. So we are really honored and pleased to have her. But you know, Rosalina, darling Rosalina, we want to have a personal relationship with you. As a matter of fact, after if you want to continue talking to you, because our department chair said your job in MAP is not just to learn and to apply, but to spread the word, no? To spread the word. So we want to get from you your advice on what we can do to help you. And therefore, in that speech, please include that. And then we have 8 to 9, which is the formal meeting, because it's for the youth. No, at 9, some of them have to work. But from 9 to 10, we have the informal meeting, and usually 90% stay for that, no? Or we can talk some more. So first question I have, Mr. Rosalina, is are you available up to 10? So you can interact with us up to 10. If not, up to what time are you available to us?
Yes, Sir Ernest. Unfortunately, I have a meeting with the Department of Agriculture at 9 o'clock for the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Program.
Very good, very good. I'm glad because, you know, it's the inspiration of TESDA that gives the departments the motivation to translate their theories into jobs, which is this. Now, can you leave Rhea Dalumpines behind so she can listen to our talk, informal talk, or you also need her?
She will be in another meeting.
Okay, it's all right. Okay, well, we can talk.
Yeah,
we will
that's
leave
okay. We'll leave our contact details so that we can set up another meeting.
Yeah. And no, we'll be in touch with you. Yeah. Give us your contact details. Put it in the chat box. Or Rhea, you can put that in the chat box for us. We'll be in touch with you. But we are continuing with our 9 to 10 because what we do is we get the insights from 8 to 9 and we try to apply it from 9 to 10. And then after that, our job is more between forums than the forums, because between forums is then we can fulfill our departed chair's wish that we get here and we spread it. No, okay. So having said that, I'd like to say that we're very honored. But to be personal, the first 5 minutes, we want to request you to give us a personal view of yourself. In other words, tell us how you got into this and what your passion is, so that we not only know the TESDA, storyline, we know the person who's doing such good work. We want to know how you came to this, what you like about it, etc. And then later on, you can tell us how we can help you, right? But we want to know about you, no? So tell us a bit about yourself, no? Maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll go to the, to the presentation proper. So the floor is yours, right? After you introduce yourself a little bit, you can go into your presentation. In mind that we want to know how we can help you, right? Okay. So Rosalina Constantino, Executive Director, please, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Ernest, and good morning to everyone. First, I would like to extend our appreciation to the Management Association of the Philippines, Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation Incorporated for inviting TESDA here. So as a brief background, I am Rosalina Constantino, Ling for short, so that, I'd be, you can call me in a sweeter way. I rose from the ranks actually. I have been with TESDA since 1999, uh, from the lowest position, entry-level position, and then I worked my way up. Recently promoted as the executive director, and yeah, well, my passion actually, and my ikigai, if you would allow me to call it, my ikigai is to help develop a new breed of civil servants who will serve like Jesus. So that's my passion. And so in every task that is given to me, I find ways so that I will be able to impart that passion to my colleagues and to my subordinates so that they would in the future become the future leaders of the government and of TESDA, and they will be able uh, to replicate or duplicate themselves, and develop more leaders that would be true civil servants and servant leaders of the country. So
Uh,
in it, yes,
yeah,
in
just
the,
comment. You're the only speaker right now of in our forums who brought in the spiritual aspect, because I noticed you say that in the service of God, etc. We really appreciate that. And of course, she shines on you because you have this very important office, not only executive director, but operations, which is where it counts. So please go ahead, and thank you very much for that brief introduction. So please go ahead.
yes, sir. Andrea, can you please share my slides? So this will be a very brief background about TESDA and about our efforts in the agri-fishery sector. Okay, so good morning once again. And as I've mentioned earlier, the agri-fishery sector has been identified as one of the priority industries of the Philippine government, specifically in the first State of the Nation address of the President last July 2022, because we are really pursuing food sustainability and food security. And so with this, we have been working with other government agencies, specifically Department of Agriculture, so that we'll be able to propagate and develop more advanced technologies and train more farmers and fisher folks in using all these technologies so that we would have a more vibrant agriculture sector. Next slide. So TESDA has been created through the Republic Act number 7796, or TESDA Act of 1994. And it is our mandate to develop Filipino world-class skilled workers and be able to provide relevant, accessible, high quality, and efficient technical education and skills development in the Philippines. So next slide. With this, we have developed the TVET sector plan, which is the National Technical Education and Skills Development Plan. And we are currently wrapping up this cycle, 2018 to 2022 cycle of the NTSTP. And with that, we have the two-pronged strategic thrust, which is global competitiveness, TVET for global competitiveness and workforce readiness, and TVET for social equity and poverty reduction. These two-pronged strategic thrusts will still continue to be part of the framework for our fifth cycle NTSTP, which will be anchored on the current Philippine Development Plan. Based on this fourth cycle of the NTSTP, we have identified 7 priority sectors, which includes agriculture. So part po ito ng thrusts ng TESDA na makapag-develop nga po ng mga bagong standards, training regulations, curriculum, so that we'll be able to help all our farmers and fisher folks to upskill and reskill themselves. Next slide. So as mentioned, TESDA has always considered agriculture and fisheries as one of the agency's priority sectors for economic development. This is to pursue the food security thrust of the country. Given all of the disruptions, especially what we experienced during the the COVID-19 pandemic na nagkaroon po ng food shortages, we would want to rise above that challenge. And we know that there are other looming disruptions given the war, climate change. So we have to be able to adapt to these challenges and move forward. Next slide. So for 2022, we have divided the total budget of the scholarship programs of TESDA and have allocated 30% of that for the agriculture, fisheries, and forestry sector, so that mas purposive po yung programs namin and mas targeted yung beneficiaries of our scholarship programs. Next slide. So currently, there are a total of 50 qualifications or training programs in the agriculture, forestry, and fishery sector. Some of the qualifications include agricultural crops production, aquaculture, agri-entrepreneurship, and animal production, and rice machine operation, just to name a few. For the TVET providers or our training providers, there are a total of 1,129 public and private training institutions offering agriculture qualifications nationwide. And Region 10 has the most number of training providers with a total of 131, and followed by Regions 3, 2, and 8 with 103 and 102 training institutions respectively. Next slide. So TESDA has been implementing scholarship programs to enhance TVET access and encourage technical education and skills development for the needed workers in the key employment generators as well as the emerging industry. So there are 3 scholarship programs particularly focusing on the agriculture sector. Which are the Rice Competitiveness Enhancement Fund Rice Extension Services Program, the Program on Accelerating Farm School Establishment, and the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Scholarship Program. So next slide. So yun pong RESP, RCEF is pursuant to the IRR of RA 11203 or the Rice Liberalization Act, providing scholarship programs for the reskilling, upskilling of rice farmers, its dependents, and workers. So TESDA was tasked to provide skills training on rice crop production, modern rice farming techniques, seed production, farm mechanization, and knowledge technology transfer through farm schools that are accredited by the Agricultural Training Institute or ATI, which is the extension and training arm of the Department of Agriculture. So this scholarship program aims to improve the knowledge, attitude, skills, and practices of the beneficiaries in producing more high-quality rice at a reduced production cost through training and enterprise development for Farmer Cooperatives Association. So ito po, we wanted to make sure that the rice farmers will be able to breed their own rice, yung mga seedlings po nila kasi right now, dependent po sila doon sa seedlings na pinoprovide ng Department of Agriculture. So while we are training them to become more efficient in planting and harvesting, in drying and milling all of their harvest, they also are being trained to make sure that they can have their own seeds para po mas maging self-sustaining yung farm nila. So the annual appropriation for this one is 700 million from the total rice fund. And so next slide. So in the first semester of this year, a total of 679 million or 97% has been approved for the training programs, and an overall 49,025 slots equivalent to that amount, and this is for the various programs relative to the improvement of rice yields of farmers. So the farm field schools has been allotted this number of slots, 47,125, and the overall total enrollment as of the first semester was at 24,972. So we are currently monitoring po, and nadagdagan pa din yung funds dito from Department of Agriculture. Okay, so next slide. So the second one is the program on accelerating farm school establishment. So this program po is particularly to provide technical assistance to our farm schools kasi before po yung mga farm schools were undergoing the usual process of program registration, just like those training institutions talaga na established. So ito pong PAFSE, yung Program on Accelerating Farm School Establishment, mas tutok po siya, mas appropriate dun sa recognition of programs ng farm schools, and naka-align din siya doon sa planting season. So when they do the training, naka-align po siya doon sa planting season. So mas hindi na kailangan simulate, yung actual practice na po ang tinuturo doon sa mga estudyante natin sa mga farm schools. So this is to help our farmers and fisher folks as well as their families and relatives to gain the necessary knowledge, skills, and attitude to increase farm productivity through technological advancement and entrepreneurial activities, and thereby improving their economic status. Next slide. So based on our records, there's a total of 24,108 enrollees and 21,931 graduates, 9,141 assessed and 9,035 certified for PAFSE from calendar year 2020 to June 24 of 2022. Region 10 shows the most number of enrolled at 7,652, followed by Caraga and Region 5. So under this farm school establishment program, scholarship grants were provided to the farmers and fisher folks, their families and relatives, extension workers, and facilitators, again, to help them increase their productivity. So the last scholarship program that is focused on the agriculture sector is the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Scholarship Program. This is aligned with the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Plan based on RA 11524 or the Coconut Farmers and Industry Trust Fund Act. So ito po, the law was signed by President Duterte last February 26 of 2021. And last June 2, by virtue of EO number 172, the Coconut Farmers and Industry Development Plan was signed and was endorsed through that EO, which will be the basis for the 5-year plan for the implementing agencies to be able to implement all of those programs for the development and the training programs for the coconut industry development. So 4% of the total Coco Levy Fund will be given to TESDA for the training of coconut farmers, and including the value chain such as coconut production, processing technologies. We also have other emerging technologies that we are looking into, so that this will form part of the programs that will be given to our coconut farmers and their families. Next slide. So a 5-year annual allocation amounting to 200 million for first and second year. So we started this year po. They have provided already the 200 million funding, and we have downloaded that to our regional offices already. For the second year, we will be given another 200 million. For the third year, 240 million. And then fourth year and the fifth year will be 400 million each. So based on the identified skills requirements of the coconut farmers, 70% of the training component will be dedicated for crop production, 15% for coconut processing, 12% for livestock production, and 3% for agro-entrepreneurship skills.
Excuse me,
Next slide.
Ling.
So
Based on
in
the slide,
general,
excuse me,
slide,
Ling. Based
please.
on the slide, it seems the fourth year is 218, not 400
Drea, next
million.
slide, please. Okay, so in general po, this will be the benefits of our TESDA scholars. So this is rationalized already so that in other training programs, hindi po masyadong magkakalayo ang kanilang benefits. So free training, free assessment and certification. So ito po yung mga magkakaroon ng national certificate for those programs na meron pong promulgated training regulation. Training support fund of 160 pesos per day, the new normal assistance, one-time COVID-19 related expenses worth 500 pesos to cover either health, personal protective equipment, or internet communication expense of the scholar. So kaya po merong internet expense kasi kung pwede po silang mag-hybrid training or online training for the theory part, so they would need po yung mga communication expense. And also po for the health and personal protective equipment. So we have the masks and the alcohol and all. So kung ano po yung kailangan to prevent the spread of COVID-19. They also have the 1 year, the workshop uniform allowance, and also the accident insurance coverage for 1 year. And they also will have the entrepreneurship training fee. Next slide. So we also have the agro studies, which is one of the flagship programs of TESDA for the agri-fishery sector. The TESDA and Agro Studies, the International Center for Agricultural Interns in Israel Limited, entered into a memorandum of understanding last October 4, 2021 on the conduct of advanced studies and training in various agricultural areas such as horticulture program, animal science program, and entrepreneurial initiatives that will be effective for a period of 5 years. The pilot implementation last October 2021 was composed of 21 participants from TESDA designated as team leaders and 380 interns from the participating state universities and colleges. So a total of 13 agricultural business plans have been prepared and submitted by TESDA trainers and personnel from the 10 participating regions for the pilot run. The Agro Studies Agricultural Program is an excellent exposure for TESDA personnel and other Filipino participants to upgrade their skills and knowledge in advanced agricultural technologies that can be applied to improve TESDA's curriculum and further supply the participants with top-notch current market solutions, strategies and case studies, and awareness of entrepreneurial business. So that's the end of our presentation po. Rest assured that TESDA shall continue to work actively and converge with other government agencies and private companies in advocating and championing the various subsectors of the agriculture fishery sector. So on behalf of our Director General, Attorney Danilo Cruz, magandang umaga at maraming salamat po.
Wow. Okay. Congratulations, Rosalina. Yes. Okay. So in the interest of time, we'd like to, of course, everybody to raise your hand and then limit your question lang one para we can, or you can do it, raise your hand, or analog, you can do it also through the reaction button. No, and okay, of course, Ernie, you'll be the first to ask. But because Rosalina has to leave at 9 o'clock, Okay, so we barely have how many minutes? 30 minutes. No, so let's limit the questions. But Rosalina will put your contacts ating chat box, and then we will put you in our leads and needs ABC Map in Viber group chat. So later on, you can reply. They can ask a question directly to you. All right. So okay. So we'll first ask Ernie. Okay, take it away. Okay, Ernie. Okay, if you are not yet ready, Ernie, are you there? Okay, please unmute. Okay. Unmute, Ernie. Hindi ka namin madinig. So yeah, there you are. Go.
Yeah. Okay na?
Okay.
Okay. Good morning, Miss Mrs. Constantino. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay.
May I know, I have seen yung post-harvest losses, that's one. Have you thought, did you train people or the students also about be conscious about post-harvest losses? Because in fishery, at one time, maybe about 5 years ago, we had a director of the Bureau for Fisheries, and I've learned that I think that's about 20%, of the losses, post-harvest losses. And so I don't know if we have reduced already this, but my impression is just, I think it is how when they get the fish, from out of the boat, I think they just throw it to the floor, a concrete floor. And some of these concrete floors are already old floors, perhaps maybe they should be provided with a stainless steel, sloping, slightly sloping table, that is where they will throw it, Actually, I have several. Anyway, one questions. One is also, the other one is on values formation, is values formation being taught to the students, because right now, I think we really have to aim for excellence, because there is still a group of my own personal experience, I've been in mining for 50 years. There's a Filipino trait na pwede na yan, and I've always emphasized that good enough is not good enough, that we go for excellence, we have to look at productivity, because our neighbors, I don't want to mention names, you probably know, it's about to overtake us already, on these things. Yeah.
All right.
The other one also is on fisheries, about fish meals, some of these fields, fishes, because fish meal is a component of animal feeds. Animal feeds is fish meal for protein, corn for carbo, and soya beans for fat. But I remember, there was maybe 40 years ago, when I reopened up a mine in Surigao, they have a fish there they call pijanga, Well, it smelled like hell, But then I thought that maybe we could use it for fish meal, but it was still cheaper to import fish meal from Taiwan, than get some of these fish rejects, converted them into fish meal, here in the Philippines,
Okay. Thank you, Ernie. Yes, well, tatlong question yan na, of course, Rosalina. So,
anyway,
okay.
Meron pa ako isa pa I must talk about
tama na muna,
fish.
kasi she has 30 minutes to answer so many questions. But we'll get back to you, Ernie. Relax. We'll get back
A
to you.
point of
Okay.
order, Mr. Chairman. Point of
Thank you.
order. In fairness to Ernie, he did not know that rule, no? But I think, Robert, you stick to the rule. Let her answer only one question so that the others can ask questions, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Okay, so Rosalina, take it away. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Actually, we have po mga promulgated training regulations such as yung fish port wharf operations. We have that. We also have yung sa aquaculture, may hatchery operations, fish products, packaging, fish capture. So these are just a few of the training regulations, and incorporated po doon, sir, yung quality assurance. Incorporated din po yung values kasi these are basic competencies that we wanted to include in the kasi knowledge, skills, and attitude po ang nakalagay dun sa competency standards natin, so that hindi lang po yung technical side but also the 21st century skills, if you would want to call it, would be incorporated in our standards and in our curriculum. So I hope I answered Sir Ernie's question po.
Yes,
Yeah, thank
yes.
you.
All right, thank you, Ernie. We'll get back to you, Ernie, in a bit. So we'll go quickly to Oscar. Okay, go ahead, Oscar.
Miss Constantino, your scholars, when they finish studying and etc., do you have any policy that they have to, let's say, teach or flow back into society what they learned? Basically, because I read a statement from the Israeli ambassador that they are very disappointed that many students, graduates of that we have sent to Israel to train, they don't come back to the Philippines, and they work in foreign countries already, and so parang sayang yung what they have learned from the program. Does the TESDA have a policy that will somehow motivate our the students to stay back here in the Philippines and give back to the Philippine economy what they have learned? Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Sir Oscar, for that. Actually, based on the initial evaluation of our partnership with Israel on the agro studies, we really found that there are those who were not able to give back, as what you would put it, to give back to the Philippines what they have learned from Israel. And so the Director General now, Director General Cruz, instructed us to put it in writing as a matter of policy that all of the graduates of this program should submit their re-entry action plan, incorporating there what they intend to do with their learnings, how will they be able to propagate that and develop more trainers and more to spread what they have learned from Israel. So we in ROMO, the Regional Operations Management Office, we are in charge of monitoring all of these, of the implementation of their re-entry action plan to make sure that we put it to good use, what they have learned. So that's one of the improvements that we are doing for the agro studies implementation po.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to intervene.
Sure.
Because we report this now, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I just want to intervene. Is it a contract or just a statement that what they want to do? Because we have to report also to the people we are cooperating with, and the Israel ambassador is one of our guest speakers now. Is it a contract that when they go there, they must do it? Or is it just a wish that they say what they want to do? Is it a contract or not? And that's an action orientation that we want to do now. So can you answer my question? Is it a contract or just a statement that they will do this and that?
It's a contract, sir.
How
They
many
have
years?
to.
What is it?
Well, I have to check on how
Okay,
many
sorry,
years.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. You've answered the question. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good. Thank you. We will report to the Israel ambassador that, we're very pleased with what you've done. No, this came under your term. So thank you very much.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so let's quickly go to Bernie. Okay, please, Bernie. Yes.
Yeah, my question, Ling, is Are we able to attract already the younger participants to the program, especially because it is what we need in agriculture?
Yes, ma'am. That is actually one of our challenges to attract more learners in the agriculture sector because of it's the younger ones think that this is a quote unquote dirty job, and so they would not want to venture into such training. So what we are doing, that's one of the uh, assistance that we would like to ask from you also, so that we'll be able to advocate to make agriculture sexier and more attractive to the younger ones. We have been there's a partnership in Region 11 for drone agriculture drone operation, something like that. So that's one of the partnerships that we are venturing into to make agriculture more attractive for the younger ones, because we are infusing technology into it. So, but of course, these are just a few, and we would really need help from all of our stakeholders to help advocate, help us in TESDA to help attract more younger generations in venturing into the
Right? Galing. Okay. So what did that answer, Bernie, your question?
Yes, Robert.
All
More
right.
later.
All right. Sige. Okay. Next, we have BJ Dargani. Okay.
Good
Go ahead.
morning. Good morning. Just like to inquire regarding your partnership with private companies. Are you actively looking for partnerships, and in what way, and how can we members avail of these partnerships and work with you? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We are now, one of the policy reforms of TESDA is the implementation of the area-based and demand-driven event, which is we would like to focus more on the industry, current industry players in each of the areas, because we know that the one-size-fits-all approach does not apply to the Philippines. So we wanted to have a targeted targeted stakeholders, more responsive to what our industry partners in each area would need. And so with that, all of the skills prioritization processes, standards development, curriculum development in each area we would want to have an active partnership and relationship with the industry players in each area. So based on the initial mapping of our skills priorities, there are different percentages in terms of sectoral allocation. There are different percentages in each sector. So for agriculture sector, of the total pie of the sectoral allocation, it shows that 25% goes to agriculture, and it would depend on the priorities of each region. And so the industry associations, the industry well, if we have industry boards in each area, we would really want to have an agreement with them, ink an agreement with them, so that they will become our partners in identifying what are the emerging technologies in the agriculture sector, what would be the trainers' capabilities and competencies that are needed, the standards and the curriculum that are needed, so that we'll be able to have a more advanced training programs for our farmers and fisher folks. So the industry players present in each area, that's what we would need help from all of you. If you can help us connect with them, so that we can start our partnership. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Thank
Yes, yes. BJ, nasagot ba yung tanong mo? Did
Yes,
I ask?
thank you.
Yes. Okay, great, great. So now we have Maya Gamir from Paradiso. I understand who's in partnership also with TESDA. Okay, take it away, Maya. Okay,
Please unmute Maya.
naka-mute ka. Please unmute, May.
Ayan, sorry. Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Miss Len, good morning. This is Maya Gamir from Paradiso Team Farm. So we have the Paradiso Institute under TESDA of Region 3A. So now, since the pandemic, so nag-stop kami. And now we're trying to apply again for the farmers, for the students. My question now, ma'am, is for the farming ba, let's say, it's the same process pa rin ba tayo? Kasi parang for now, ang hirap mag-apply again.
Sa Region 3, ma'am?
3A po. 3A po.
3A or 4A?
Yes. Ay, sorry. In Laguna.
Laguna, opo. Sa
4A.
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 Opo. Sige, ma'am. Just can you please give us po your contact details so that we can set a meeting with the Provincial Office of Laguna? Kasi yung
Okay.
process po sa pag-apply would be the same po. So farm school kayo, ma'am. It would not be that difficult anymore because you already have all of the documents.
Yes.
Siguro renewal na lang po, like kung ano yung mga permits na kailangan i-renew. But the
Yes.
process is the same po. So siguro we can set a meeting with the Provincial Director of Laguna. So mas magkaroon ng magandang discussion about this.
Okay, amazing.
Wow, thank
Yes,
you.
galing.
Thank you.
Action kagad to si Rosalina. You see Rosalina, Paradiso Team Farm, several times pumupunta si Cynthia because she really loves our team farm, which is best practices. So, and we're able to capture, and a lot of people have gone helping the farmers. So that's a perfect area because Paradiso is really a good team farm. No? Okay, so let's go quickly to Israel. Okay, from Humanity Group. Yep.
Morning, Ling. Thank you for the big thank you for serving through TESDA and inspiring us with your proclamation of your faith. I think, as mentioned by our president, you're the first who did it. So thank you very much for that. Good to see that TESDA has a lot of enrolled, 24,000 plus, and graduates 21,000 plus. The question is, how many % get employed from those graduates, for example, in the Philippines and abroad? And how many % become financially stable or even financially affluent?
Yes, sir. So we conduct an annual study on the employment of TVET graduates, and based po dun sa study last year, yung 2021 study on the employment of TVET graduates, nasa 78% po yung employment of our TVET graduates. So that's 7 out of 10. As to the agriculture sector po, kasi ito ay yung kabuuan nung ating nung sa atin pong TVET graduates, we'll have to check dun sa sectoral breakdown of the employment of our graduates for agriculture sector. In terms of yun pong financial affluency, unfortunately, sir, hindi pa siya kasama dun sa aming study, but we will consider that to be included also, or have a separate study na lang po for this one. Pero thank you for that input, sir, so that we will be able to improve on our surveys.
Yes, perfect, Israel. Maybe you can chat separately with Rosalina about your ATIS. That means Agricultural Technology Innovation of Humanity, and also the Digital Farmers Summit, which is going to be January 23, 2023. So please chat with Rosalina. Very, very receptive to see Rosalina. So I'm happy to hear that. Now we go to Ike Señeres. Okay, from the IT group. Yes. Ike, go ahead.
Hi, Ms. Ling. We might have collaborated before. I used to collaborate with TESDA when I was Director General, National computer center. No? Congratulations for everything you're doing. You are an asset to the country. My question now is, do you have courses that would focus on management? Because you might be training farmers, but are you training farm managers?
Tama.
Or you might be teaching technology, but are you teaching about the management of technology? That's my first question. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We will check, sir, kung ano yung sa farm management na, kasi as of now, I am seeing puro level 2 po yung training regulations that we have developed. You are right that we have to teach them also, but medyo may thin line kasi doon sa farm management, because in the Philippine Qualifications Framework, ang TVET po is until level 5 lang. So technologists and technicians po yung dinedevelop natin. So mga farm supervisors at most doon sa ganong level. I think ang farm management would be in level 6 or nasa college na po yun. But we'll look into that. Ang nakikita ko po kasi sa aming listahan ng mga training regulations ay mga level 2 and level 3 training regulations po. So we'll check that po. We have a separate office, the Qualification and Standards Office, who's in charge of the development of all the training regulations and standards. So if Sir Ike, baka meron din po kayong kakilala so that we can invite them as technical experts who will help us develop these standards for level 5.
Pero you've
I would love to.
entrepreneurship.
Actually, sa MAP, marami din yan. Thank you.
All right. Bernie, you were saying something also?
Oo,
Quickly.
Ling,
With 10 minutes.
what I wanted to say was, but one of the programs of TESDA is agri-entrepreneurship.
Yes, ma'am. Opo.
Oo. So, it does not include management.
At some point lang, ma'am, hindi kasi siya yung kabuuan, baka yung sa how they would be able to operate yung malalaking farms. Iba pa po kasing level yun, ma'am. But you are right, yung sa agro-entrepreneurship, it would be to start a small business po.
Yes.
For the farmers and fisher folks.
Okay, Ling, pag kinulang ng pwede nyo padala sa Paradiso, kami nang tutulong sa management. Yes. Anyway, so well, we have less than 10 minutes left, no? So puro suki itong nagtatatanong, no? So may we invite just one more question to those people who have not asked questions yet. Okay, Vicky, or who else? All those people who wanted to ask, you have less than 10 minutes. Okay. Ako merong gusto itanong, but gusto ko muna bigyan kayo ng chance, so you can ask. Okay, I think Maya, you can bring down your hand yata, and then Oscar, I think. All right. Vicky, would you like to ask a question?
No, I'm okay. I work with TESDA also through NEDA. They've signified support for the many programs that we have in, wherever the programs are. So I'm very, very happy with that link up. I think the presentation was clear enough. Thank you. Pala. We ran Endotech, that is TESDA connected in Calatagan, and also running very well. So thank you.
Congratulations. Yes, Ling. Yeah, so magandang patakbo ng TESDA. Very good. Yes. All right, so we can we ask sino pa? I think I promised Ernie Villaluna will get back at you. You want to ask a quick one quick question before it's we have 7 minutes left. Okay. Ernie?
Yeah, I think did I ask about values formation? You know, maybe a subject on that also, at least it develops the values of the the student, and at the same time anyway, I'm limited to that, so I just look at the values formation training of these
Okay.
students. Thank you.
Okay. Ling, yes.
Yes, sir. So, nga po, we have the basic competencies that addresses yung attitude portion dung sa learning domains po ng isang learner. And we are also improving that, incorporating the 21st century skills. So, yung collaboration, critical thinking, yung working in a team environment. That's one of the values po na incorporated dun sa standards. But of course, kasi nga technical skills and how to apply that, baka nga dapat po habaan namin yung doon sa nominal duration or yung training duration for that specific competency or module. So we'll look into that, sir, sa review po ng ating mga standards and curriculum.
Yes,
Thank you for that
very good,
suggestion.
Ling. We have 5 minutes. Pahabol ko lang, sama mo na rin, Ling, yung digitalization for farming, which we're going to introduce and help all around Asia. So we'll be glad to contact you through our farm-to-table officer, Israel, of Zumanity. No? Okay, I think we have a quick pahabol dito si Cesar. Okay, who has not yet asked? Cesar, go ahead. We have 5 minutes left. Cesar, okay, go ahead. Mr. Cesar Gomez, okay, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead,
Thank
Cesar.
you very much, Robert. Just two quick questions. Yeah, just two quick. Yeah, just two quick. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now, Robert?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, we can hear you.
Robert, can you hear me now? Yeah, just two quick questions for Lynn. One,
Mukhang hindi natin nadinig yun.
Putol.
Can you hear me now? Nadidinig namin yan.
just two quick questions. One, do you have thrust list according to their training? Thank you. I think there's something wrong with my mic. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I think there's something wrong with my mic.
Okay.
Can you hear me
We
now?
heard you. We heard
We
you,
heard you.
Cesar.
Where do you, Cesar?
The two questions I raised.
Well,
As
I don't.
Yeah.
for training.
Yeah.
We
One
heard
is,
that.
is there an evaluation of the trainers? Number two, are you organizing the graduates according to their training so that they can exchange notes among themselves? Thank you.
Okay, Ling.
Yes, sir. For the evaluation of the performance of our trainers, it's included po in the compliance audit that we conduct. It's 1 year after registration and 2 years thereafter. So included po siya dun sa evaluation na yon. Second, they are actually group per training program. Maximum of 25 learners po per training program. So kung agriculture crop production po yung training, lahat po sila sama-sama 25 po.
All right. Tama. Thank you. And now to end our 9 o'clock meeting, which we have 2 to 3 minutes, we'll pass it on to our president, of course, Ernie Ordonez. Please carry it away. Yes. Ernie?
1 minute to go, no? I know this is 27,000 pesos per person you're training, quite expensive. So just look at that if you can cut costs, because with cut costs, you can train more people. That's all. Thank you very much. We have a few seconds left. So we'll just talk to you after this. But 27,000 per person sounds a little high, right? Thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
Ling,
sir.
could you please reply?
Actually, it's 24,000 per capita cost. That's the average po. But the costing would depend on the training program. We have a schedule of cost. We can provide you a copy of that po.
All right. Very good. Tama-tama. Ang galing. We have exactly. Now we will have to just give us a word of appreciation to, of course, to Ling. And also we'll have a group picture. Okay. And then we can, kung ma-extend mo pa Ling ng, but we will continue the informal up to 10 o'clock. we can just do it amongst ourselves, no? Okay, so can we all please, I'll turn it over to our secretariat to offer our virtual certificate of appreciation to Ling. Okay. Let me read it. So, Management Association of the Philippines gives this certificate of appreciation to Rosalina Constantino as resource speaker, given this day, of course, of October 25, Tuesday. So, thank you so much.
Alma,
Yes, signed
pakitawag
by
ulit si, ano,
Julius Barcelona,
hindi ko
of
mabago
course,
itong aking
chairman, and then Ernie Ordonez, no, as president. So, please accept this certificate of appreciation, Ling. Okay.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you very
for
much.
this.
Yes, and then we'll have a group picture muna, picture, no? So please show your faces, everybody, guys, no? Juan, tanggal niyo yung nyo. Show your faces. Okay, there you are. Yes.
Pa-open po muna ng mga cameras po ninyo. Thank you po.
Yeah, open yung cameras nyo. Okay, Lisandra, tapos na all of this, iPhones, etc. MAP. Okay, lahat, pati secretariat, sama.
Yeah.
And then Rhea also. Oh, Rhea of TESDA is there. Rhea, try to stay behind if you can, kahit na a few seconds or minutes, no? Madami mga tanong eh, no? All right.
She said she cannot, pare. Maybe a few
Okay.
seconds.
So can you
Ready?
send maybe the messenger there or the janitor to stay behind? No, I'm just joking. So, okay, let's have a photo. Bernie, pakita mo rin yung mukha mo, Bernie. Yes.
Okay po, pindutin ko na po. In 3, 2, 1, smile.
Yes, smile. Yan. Okay.
Okay po.
Okay. All right na. Okay. So thank you
Okay na
so
po.
much, Ling. We'll put you in our Viber group chat who would like to ask so many questions yet. And if you need anything from our group, okay, we meet every Tuesday. Please don't hesitate to join, to listen. You'll get a lot of inputs from our group, very active, who's so passionate about farming. And we'd like to have the country in our own little way. So thank you so much, Ling. And you have done a very good presentation.
Yeah, we want you to be our darling, and while we get inputs, we get inputs from you. So thank you, darling Ling.
Yes, yes. Very good. Okay, so we continue this meeting up to before 10 o'clock. We can just chat or we can share whatever we know. Please stay behind, guys. And thank you so much, Ling. You can be excused. I think you're gonna have a meeting with your boss, and including your assistant. So, but you can ask the janitor there or the messenger to pitch in.
Talaga persistent.
Okay. So, yan, yung ang dami pa yung questions, Bernie, Oscar, Ike, and nakataas pa yung kamay nyo. No? Are you asking question or you forgot to
Hindi, may mga tanong pa kami for the informal
Sure.
session.
Sige, ako na take over.
Sige,
Kami
so we finish
na
na.
to take over. Yeah. Okay. So, ask your question. I'll answer it.
Robert?
Yes. Okay. Okay,
Hindi
go ahead.
TESDA bang maiiwan? Wala talaga.
Wala.
Walang maiiwan. But okay, here we are. The next speaker. Okay, Bernie, can you explain?
Next week wala tayo kasi 'di ba it's holiday. So the week
Yes.
after we are having somebody ASEC Montenegro of the Mindanao Development Authority who will talk to us about Mindanao as the second biggest economy of the country.
Wow, galing.